Before it became a legend, it was a lie. Hollywood's coolest crime-fighting car, the Coyote X, wasn't built for speed or power. It was built to fool you. Beneath its sleek, exotic body inspired by the McLaren M6 GT lurked the humble bones of a Volkswagen Beetle. That's right, the same chassis that carried hippies down Route 66 was reborn as a supercar chasing criminals through Los Angeles. But why would a studio hide such a strange secret? Why did the actors suffer back pain just trying to fit inside? And how did a fiberglass prop outlive the TV show that created it? The Coyote X was a paradox, too fake to be real, yet too unforgettable to die. Today we'll dig deep into the vault of 1980s television and uncover every mystery, myth, and mishap that shaped this fiberglass phantom. Fasten your seatbelt, because we're counting down the 20 weirdest facts about McCormick's Coyote X, the car Hollywood tried to hide. Number 20, the McLaren illusion. It looked like a $1 million supercar, but the Coyote X was born from a copy. The show's producers didn't commission a new design. They borrowed the body lines of the McLaren M6 GT, a rare race car dreamt up by Bruce McLaren himself. Fiberglass molds were taken from that legendary shape, and suddenly television had its own exotic machine. Yet under that seductive skin hid something far humbler, a Volkswagen Beetle chassis. The same platform used for student cars and dune buggies was carrying Hollywood's supercar. It was the ultimate illusion, speed sculpted on top of simplicity. Even the production crew joked that the Coyote was a McLaren on training wheels. Number 19, Porsche Heart, Volkswagen Bones. You'd expect a roaring V8, but what powered the Coyote X was a humble 4-cylinder borrowed from a Porsche 914. On screen, it screamed like a beast. In reality, it barely growled. The mismatched combination of a Porsche engine and a Beetle frame made the car more fragile than fierce. Stunt drivers complained it overheated quickly and shook violently above 60 mph. To make it believable, sound engineers dubbed over the engine noise with recordings from a Ferrari. That's right, every growl you heard on TV came from Italy, not Germany. It was audio magic that turned a slow car into a sonic monster. Number 18, built for the camera, not the road. The Coyote X was never meant to be driven hard. It was designed to look good, nothing more. Its steering felt loose, suspension clunky, and the fiberglass body panels flexed at every bump. During filming, camera crews only needed it to roll 20 feet for a shot, then stop. Beyond that, the illusion would fall apart. One stunt coordinator joked, if you tried to take it around a corner fast, it would try to leave the show permanently. The car was pure television magic, fast only when the camera said action. Number 17, too small for humans. The car looked perfect on screen, but it was torture for the actors. Both Brian Keith and Daniel Hugh Kelly stood over 6 feet tall, while the Coyote's cockpit was built for someone 5'5". To get inside, they had to fold their legs like origami and slide in sideways. Scenes of them climbing out took multiple takes because they kept getting stuck. Crew members nicknamed the car the Sardine Can. The discomfort grew so unbearable that after season 1, the studio ordered a full rebuild. Number 16, the DeLorean makeover. To save the show and the actors' spines, the Coyote X was rebuilt using a DeLorean DMC-12 chassis. The same stainless steel frame that would later travel back to the future gave the Coyote new life. It offered more interior room and better proportions for filming, but the transformation had to remain secret. Audiences couldn't notice a change. The prop team reshaped the fiberglass body to resemble the original, creating one of TV history's most seamless swaps. Few viewers realized that by season 2, the hero car chasing criminals wasn't the same machine at all. It was a time-traveling imposter in disguise. Number 15, hero car versus stunt car. Not all Coyotes were created equal. In Hollywood, one car is the hero, the pristine version used for close-ups, and the others are stunt doubles, destined for punishment. The Coyote X followed that rule. The hero car gleamed under studio lights, polished for beauty shots. The stunt cars, meanwhile, were stripped of luxury and loaded with safety gear, roll cages, and reinforced frames. One was even filled with sandbags to survive jumps. When the dust settled after filming, the hero car went into storage like a museum piece, while the stunt cars looked like veterans of a demolition derby. Yet, both were equally essential. One sold the dream, the other took the pain. Number 14, reincarnated as Knight Rider 2000. When Hardcastle and McCormick ended, one battered stunt coyote didn't die. It changed universes. Producers of Knight Rider 2000 needed a futuristic car for their TV movie and found an old fiberglass body sitting in storage. With a few modifications and a new coat of red paint, the Coyote X was reborn as the sleek police prototype in the Knight Rider sequel. Most viewers never realized they were seeing the ghost of another show. In a strange twist of TV recycling, a car that once chased criminals now served the law. Hollywood had given the same fiberglass shell two entirely different lives, and both became cult legends. Number 13. The Tazmobile Era. The Coyote's strangest transformation came when it became a cartoon. After its stint in Knight Rider 2000, one of the old cars was turned into the Tazmobile, a promotional vehicle for the Tasmanian Devil from Looney Tunes. The same fiberglass body that once represented high-speed justice now wore purple paint and cartoon graphics. It toured malls, fairs, and kid events in the early 90s, blasting pop music instead of sirens. Fans who recognized it were both amused and horrified. Imagine seeing your childhood crime-fighting hero turned into a Saturday morning mascot. It was tragicomic perfection. Number 12. Fake engine sounds from a Ferrari. That thunderous roar, pure Hollywood trickery. The Coyote X's tiny engine couldn't sound menacing, so the post-production team dubbed in the engine sounds from a Ferrari 308 GTB, ironically, the same car driven by Magnum PI on another show. Every rev, every gear shift was meticulously edited to match the action. The result was an illusion so convincing that fans swore the car could outrun anything on TV. One sound designer later admitted, "We made that Beetle sound like a lion, and no one ever questioned it." Number 11. Multiple coyotes, subtle differences. Most fans thought there was only one coyote, but several existed, each slightly different. Some had wider wheel arches, others had different dashboards or lighting. Continuity errors slipped by because the action was too fast for viewers to notice. The fiberglass molds weren't identical, so minor inconsistencies appeared between shots. To car enthusiasts watching frame by frame today, it's a game of spot the difference. But back then, it just added to the car's mythic aura. Every coyote looked unique, as if each had its own soul. Number 10. The theme song war. It wasn't just the car that caused chaos, the music did too. During the second season of Hardcastle and McCormick, producers swapped the theme song Drive for another track called Back to Back. Fans hated it. Letters flooded the network demanding the old themes return. The backlash was so fierce that ABC reversed the decision mid-season. Both songs were written by Mike Post, yet the subtle change ignited a miniature civil war among viewers. To this day, fans still debate which version was better, but one thing is clear, you don't mess with nostalgia when it comes to 80s TV shows. Number 9. The Identity Crisis. Even the car's name couldn't stay consistent. Depending on the episode, the vehicle was called Coyote X, Coyote, or even Cody Coyote. The last name came from the pilot, where a fictional designer named Cody supposedly built it. But the show never settled on one version, leaving fans confused and magazines mixing up names in their coverage. It was a branding nightmare, but also part of the car's charm. The confusion only deepened its myth, as if no one could pin down what the Coyote truly was: machine, mascot, or mirage. Number 8. The Interior Mystery. If you watch closely, the Coyote X's interior seems to change from episode to episode. Early shots show a plain stick shift and bare dashboard. Later, a gated console and even a tachometer with a Ferrari logo appear. The production crew scavenged parts from wherever they could, sometimes from real Ferraris. Continuity didn't matter, style did. As one prop master joked, "We were building a fantasy car, not an owner's manual." Ironically, that patchwork interior gave the Coyote a surreal identity. Part muscle car, part Italian dream. Number 7. Legal gray zone of justice. The entire premise of the show would make any real lawyer faint. Judge Hardcastle supposedly kept personal files on 200 criminals who escaped justice due to technicalities and used them as a hit list for vigilante missions. With an ex-con partner and a flashy car, he hunted them down outside the law. It made great television, but legally it was nonsense. Yet audiences didn't care. The sight of the Coyote soaring over California highways made all the ethical gray areas vanish in a cloud of dust and engine noise. Number 6. Prop department anarchy. Continuity was a foreign concept on Hardcastle and McCormick. The prop department often reused or replaced car parts without warning. One week, the Coyote had silver wheels, the next black. Headlights vanished, mirrors changed shape, decals came and went. The crew treated the car like a costume. Whatever looked good that day made it on screen. Viewers, caught up in the action, rarely noticed. In hindsight, those inconsistencies became part of the show's quirky DNA, a reminder that TV magic is held together not by bolts, but by imagination. Number 5. The surviving hero car. Most TV cars were destroyed after filming, but one Coyote X survived. The pristine hero car from season 1, used for beauty shots and close-ups, escaped the crusher and eventually landed in a private collection. For decades, it passed quietly between owners until fans tracked it down. Today, that very car reportedly resides in Germany, fully restored and occasionally displayed at vintage auto events. It's the rarest kind of celebrity, one that outlived its own show. To see it gleam again under real sunlight, far from studio lights, is like watching a piece of television history breathe once more. Number 4. Texas Restoration. Another Coyote didn't fare as well, but its story is even stranger. After years of abuse as a stunt car, the shell of a battered Coyote was found in a Texas storage yard. A group of fans decided it deserved resurrection. They spent years tracking down original photos, salvaging fragments of fiberglass, and hand rebuilding each curve. It wasn't just restoration, it was archaeology. Piece by piece, they resurrected a lost icon using the devotion of people who grew up watching it. When the engine finally roared again, one builder said it wasn't a car anymore, it was a memory on wheels. Number 3. A collector's holy grail. In the 1980s, toy company ERTL released a die-cast model of the Coyote X, a dream come true for young fans. It cost around $25 at the time, came with a driver figure, and captured the car's silhouette beautifully. Today, those same toys fetch hundreds of dollars on collector markets. The pristine ones, still sealed in their original boxes, are considered the holy grail of 80s TV memorabilia. For many who watched the show as kids, owning that model now isn't just nostalgia, it's redemption. The car they once saw on screen finally sits on their shelf, no longer out of reach. Number 2. The production secret. For years, fans believed the Coyote's rebuild after season 1 was about comfort. In truth, it was about money. The cramped original design slowed production. Actors couldn't get in or out smoothly, wasting precious shooting minutes. Every extra take cost thousands. Switching to the DeLorean chassis solved everything. Faster shooting, fewer complaints, smaller budgets. It was a cold calculation dressed as a creative choice. Ironically, the cheaper fix made the car look more expensive. In Hollywood, illusions don't just fool the audience, they save the studio. Number 1. The curse of being too famous. The Coyote X became too famous for its own good. By the mid-80s, the car had eclipsed everything else about Hardcastle and McCormick. People remembered the machine, not the men. For Brian Keith, a veteran actor with decades of dramatic work, it was bittersweet. He'd been upstaged by fiberglass. Scripts were rewritten to include more chase scenes because audiences expected the car, not the courtroom. It trapped the show in its own formula. No Coyote, no ratings. And when the series ended, its mechanical star kept living while its human cast faded from memory. The ultimate irony, what began as a cheap prop became immortal, while the people who drove it became ghosts. Before we close this file on Hollywood's strangest crime-fighting car, here's one last secret. For nearly a decade after the show ended, one forgotten Coyote X sat abandoned in a dusty California warehouse. Its paint faded, tires flat, a legend asleep. Then a fan stumbled upon it while searching for movie props, recognizing the curved nose instantly. The car was restored, piece by piece, and when its engine roared again for the first time in years, people nearby stopped and cheered. That's the true legacy of the Coyote X. It refused to die. Born from borrowed molds, powered by compromise, mocked by critics, yet loved by millions. It wasn't fast, it wasn't powerful, but it looked like it could outrun the world. If this story brought back memories of 80s television's wild creativity, don't forget to hit subscribe and tell us which fact surprised you most. Because in the end, the Coyote X wasn't just a car, it was a mirror, showing how Hollywood could turn illusion into immortality.